Welcome to another episode of In the Nude. Today I want to talk about allowing. Okay, what does that mean? What is it? How does it apply? All of that. Okay, allowing is the idea of letting go. That's uncomfortable, I know, but it is also emphatic and amazing and important and freeing. When we grasp for control in so many of our lives, guilty as charged myself on a regular basis, manic, cleaning, you name it, I have had so many control issues in my life. But the more we grasp and gather and try to force and try to control, the more we literally cage ourselves. We're looking for security, we're looking for control, we're looking for known when we do these things, but the more we do them, we actually don't get security. We get a prison, which is not the same thing. It sometimes can feel like it, but it's not the same thing. It's suffocating. It's drowning under water in a cage that we locked in a river that was growing, right? The thing that actually gives us security feels like insecurity when we started, and that's surrender. Surrender to the truth that we don't actually have control of a lot of things. We can't control them. We can't control the economy. We can't control the weather. We can't control politics. We can't control so much in the world. And the more we try to grasp and the more we try to gather, the more we try to take on a weight that was never ours. And the more we lay, and we've had foundations of this. How much in your childhood did you just you were given these responsibilities laid at your feet and you were just like, all right, these are mine. So you put them on that backpack and that backpack got heavier and heavier and it felt crushing to the point now, as an adult, you're sitting here trying to decompress all of it. We can release all of those things we can't control. And it can feel terrifying to let go of the facade of control. But the more we let it go, the more we just surrender to the truth that we don't actually have control, we gather security because we aren't trying to stress ourselves out on things that were never ours to have. It allows you to start really enjoying and seeing and noticing where you are. It allows you to start exploring and having fun with the stuff that is actually in your control. Learning how to have fun in your life, learning how to be a person who you want to show up in the world, learning how to love and care for yourself for the first time, learning how to show up unconditionally loving yourself. All of that is things that are in your control. And it allows you to start building this beautiful, wonderful life. And a part of that is allowing. There is this surrender, this peace that comes with, Mel Roberts has this famous book that's called Let Them, right? And you can read it, it's wonderful. But the concept of Let Them is been around for a really long time. But the general idea of it is you can't control them. Sitting there and being mad about somebody else's behavior, mad about how somebody else reacts to you, all you're doing is bringing stress and strife and anger and all of that onto yourself. Instead, let them. Allow it. Allow it to be. Because it is, and you sitting there and saying it isn't changing anything. It's kind of like, okay, you have a glass of milk. The milk gets spilled. And no matter how much it shouldn't have gotten spilled, if someone hadn't done this, or if I had held it better, or if this, that, and the other, it doesn't change the fact the milk is spilled and that you're sitting in the spoiled milk. All of those shoulds, controls, none of it is changing the spilled milk. What changes the spilled milk? It starts with the acceptance and acknowledgement. The milk spilled. Now, the less judgment you can have with the milk spilled and just the facts of it spilled, the better, because the judgments and the condemnation, we've lived there, we've done that, it doesn't work. That's like old us, we're not doing it again, right? The acknowledgement allows us to move forward with choices. Do we care that the milk spilled? Maybe we want to have some spoiled milk smell. Awesome. Or do we want to clean it up? Maybe we don't like milk anymore and we want juice. Maybe we don't want any of that and we just want to go outside, right? It gives you the opportunity to decide how you're moving forward. In that same way of acknowledging their spilt milk, the let them is the idea that you didn't ever have control, and stop trying to grasp at it because it's another person. You don't get to do that. And if you release that from something that's your weight and your responsibility, it takes the weight off and you can focus on the things that are. Allow it. Allow it to be true. Allow it in your world. That freedom of the control that isn't yours also applies to allowing it space in your world. You can't receive that life that you want to have by just simply striving after it and clenching and like hustling harder, because if I just work hard enough, I'll be worthy. You have to come to a place of allowing it. Instead of thinking it's all in your control, do what you can, but free the expectation of the results. There's freedom in letting go of the numbers. You create content, who cares who sees it? You're creating it because this is from your heart and you're wanting it to go to somebody. You're freeing yourself from the, I'm doing this thing at work to get, no, I'm doing this because it matters to me. I care how I show up. I care about my integrity. I care about whatever. You let go, you allow space for it to be. And when we release the end result, we allow things to flow. The more that we can come into ourselves, the more we can be authentic, the more we can allow things to be, the more we are in the actual flow. It's kind of like when you if you paint, how you can get into the rhythm of things, or if you're writing, you get into the rhythm of things, or you're playing a video game and you get lost in the world and you're having so much fun, or reading. That flow, that feel, your life can feel like that. The more you stop trying to control the other things and you give into the uncomfortableness of surrender and allow the discomfort to exist and sit with it. Allow the pain to bubble up from the past and be willing to give yourself compassion like you would a friend. Allow the unexpected joy of seeing a dandelion sprout up in the middle of your backyard that other people might judge and think, man, what a beautiful gift. It's food. Did you know that? It's really great for you. It's really great for the environment. Instead of me judging it because somebody else might, I can look at it and be like, man, it is dancing in the wind. It is being its free self, and see something that encourages me and is beauty in an unexpected way. You allow these tiny moments, you allow these glimmers of basic daily beauty into your life, and you start noticing the small blessings you have, noticing where you are having these feelings and having not judgment in them, but acceptance. You can't pretend yourself out of having a feeling. You can't shove it down far enough that it's not going to make an effect. The less we try to be something we're not, and the more we allow what is, the more likely you are to get where you're wanting to go. The more likely you are going to enjoy this moment and the continual moments afterwards. The more likely you are going to feel thrive and peace and joy. Sometimes allowing is allowing things that feel bad or gross or wrong. It's okay that you're feeling bitter. Allow it because it is. The more we embrace a feeling for what is, just allow it to exist in a moment. It is like a wave. It's going to come in, it's going to be strong, and then it's going to recede. And we're just going to be back on ground that's solid in there. But when we sit there and we resist it, and we don't fully embrace it, we're like kids fighting the current, the waves coming in with a boogie board. We're sitting there like, oh no, we're going to stop it. We're going to push it away. We can see the frivolity of a person trying to block the ocean with a boogie board, but we sit there and try to block our feelings like they're not real. We try to suppress them like we're not going to happen, or we try to hold on to them like they're a tangible thing that we get to just sit in. They were never meant to be like that. They were meant to be the waves. They happen, they're real, and then after you accept them, they go off on their own. Allow the bad, allow the good. There is not hope without despair. There is not peace without having known stress. It's okay to have the full spectrum. Give yourself the space. Allow yourself to be where you are, when you are. The more you allow with compassion and love, you're actually going to see yourself move further down that road, that journey, that path to that end result you're looking. But even more importantly, you'll start enjoying the actual journey, which, let's be serious, if you go on a 12-mile hike and all you're focused on is the 2% of that hike where you get to see the view, you're wasting 98% of your experience. But we do that with life. Allow it, and you can enjoy every step. You can even enjoy the hard parts, because those hard parts allow you a greater expanse to enjoy the counter feelings. Allow you to have compassion and empathy and connection to another person who's going through the same thing. I challenge you today, take the day, and when you have this moment of wanting to control something and say something and give an opinion, sit back and sit with yourself about that opinion. Why did you feel the need to say it? Sit with yourself with that emotion and see what happens when you don't say anything and let it unfold. Go outside and see what exists around you and allow it to be, and observe it and be present in the moment, and see how you change and grow and wither depending on how you react to the situation. Take a moment today and try to exist with what is, even if it's bad, just for a couple minutes, without resistance, without complaint, without denigration. You made a mistake. We all do. We're human. Oh well, it's okay. You can be sad about it. It sucks to mistake, but we all do it, and it's okay. We can be sad. It's surprising how quickly the emotions will go recede on their own when they're allowed to have the space to exist.